Hi there, it's Phil Binks from Bodoni, North America. I'm going to tell you today about a new feature within pressSIGN 10.3, which is called the Color Visualizer. Now, this feature is available to anybody with a GPM version of the software, and it's going to be widely available to the pressSIGN 11 upgraders. So if you're a brand manager with a specific color of a logo and you want to know what it could print like, if a printer, for instance, was to print at the far extremes of the delta E tolerances, so you don't want it to be too far different. So this visualizer is a really good way of visually showing you what it might look like when printed with a certain tolerance setting and across all of the different delta E formulas that could be used. Let's jump into pressSIGN 10.3 or pressSIGN 11 and show you the visualizer right now. Here is the visualizer window. So let's start in the middle there. This color is your target color. This is the color that we've chosen, and as you might see here, it's represented by Pantone 186, but it could be any spot color, even a custom spot color from a custom library. It really doesn't matter. Around the hexagonal display that we have are all of the colors that you could see if printed to the delta E tolerance of 3. You could get any one of these colors. At the top, we've actually got the target color shown here, and pressSIGN has calculated the two widest extremes of colors, the two that are most different from each other, to show you in this maximum delta E area. So as a brand manager, you might be quite concerned that the color could be either the one on the left or the one on the right. It's a little bit extreme, but it at least gives you an idea. So let's go more into the colours that are around the outside. Essentially, the colours that we see here are in the same position as we see in the lab formula graphic on the left-hand side. So maybe the colour here appears about there in the graphic, and the colours that as they go round the target colour are also taken from around the outside of this graphic here. So this graphic, just in case you don't know, this oval that we're looking at represents the delta E extremes, okay, based upon the target color. The target color would be marked where the cross is at the center of this. Okay, so delta E of 3 is here. We can see that we've got a slider that would allow me to change the delta E level to give me a little bit of a different visual, and we'll use that in a moment. We'll also see that we can set a different delta E formula. At the moment, we're looking at the delta E 2000, which is always going to give us a oval shape in the lab formula. Also down the right hand side, we've got an L slider, and at the moment it's set at the L value where the target color is set. So that L value slider could be higher or lower, always depending upon the target color that we're actually aiming for in the first place. So let's have a look at the effects of changing some of these parameters. So we're going to go down to the bottom, and the first thing I'll do is move this slider to a slightly different area. Maybe I'll get it to go to a delta E of 1, and we'll have a look at the way that it changes the colors around the outside here, and whether you probably won't really see this change much. And the reason is because this graphic is always resizing to fit a certain shape, so it might not be so obvious here, but you will see color changes around the outside, and you may well see the color changes up here as well. So let's go straight in and do that. I'll just turn off the pointer for the moment. You can see I'm on the slider. If I slide it down to 1, did you see the colors change here? They're all a lot closer now because our delta E value is much closer to the target standard. It's very, very tight tolerance, probably an unrealistic tolerance to be printing in, but that's how tight that is. The shape here didn't really change because the graphic resized to fit that window, but the colours certainly around the outside did change. Let's move it back to 3. And you can see the colours around the outside changed quite widely as well. So that's the effect of changing the delta E target value. That's what you've got to print within. It's got to be below that number. Let's now have a look at the other sector here, which is this delta E formula. So we have delta E AB. Delta E AB is always a spherical or a circular graphic, because it's really just a very simple formula of how far are you away from the center. The difference with a delta E 2000, if you didn't know, is that the delta E 2000, being a oval, is trying to keep the color range closer. So you're not going out into these extremes, which are quite a different color in the delta E AB formula. At least with delta E 2000, it's trying to keep the kind of the general color much closer, which is why it's the most commonly used formula in the industry right now. Going back down here, let's have a look and see what others we've got. So we've got a delta E 94, just to show you that, CMC and a 2:1, and delta E 2000, which is a slightly different formula. So I'm going to go to the standard formula first, and we can see that we've got these additional settings just here. So these are constants, and they're part of the delta E formula. What we are calculating there is the constant L value, the constant chroma, and the constant hue. Those numbers are set in the standard formula, but you can change those to affect the closeness of the color that you want to be calculating. So typically we might see somebody start to change the hue constant if you really want to get a different formula so that the colors may be even closer within the realms of the delta E 2000 original formula. So here, as an example, if I change that to 0.5, that will narrow the settings for the hue angle. And I've already set a custom standard here, so we can have a look at it. So let me show you that. That's this one here where it says 1, 1, and then 0.5. So I've changed the hue, the constant, to 0.5, and you'll see that the effect of that is that it narrows the width this direction, okay, the hue area. So let's have a look and see how that actually works. So I'll just apply that now. Have a look at that hue angle on the circular graphic for the lab diagram. And you see it got much, much narrower. So the formula really restricts the hue area, and this kind of thing that some brand managers want to be able to do to tighten the colors that they can be seeing from some printers when they're printing even to the standard delta E values that they're given. So that's a great way of showing the delta E formula and the visualization that you can use as a brand manager or a printer. Can find this really useful because it gives you a great visualization of the colors that you really can be achieving within the delta E values based upon the formula and the tolerances involved. So I hope you found that of interest and of use. If you've got any comments regarding whether you think it's a useful tool, please leave those comments in the comments area below. And if you have any questions at all, ask them away there, or contact me at the Bodoni North America address, the website that will be listed on the description area below this video as well. If you'd like to see any more pressSIGN related videos and need to learn any more, have a look at the library that's on this site. If you've got any general colour management questions that you'd like me to answer, I can answer those too. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this of use, and leave a like in the bottom. Subscribe if you want to know when I've done more videos. Until next time, thanks for watching.